In this section, we will talk about container widgets in Tkinter. Containers are those widgets that can contain other widgets on them. They help in organizing the widgets on the application. One of the major advantage is in case if you have to move the set of widgets from one position to another position and those widgets are placed on the container, then you can move that container widgets from one place to another place. So in this way you don't have to move each widget separately. So this is the major benefit of this using container widget. Container widgets are of four types: frame, label frame, top label and pane window. We will discuss all of them in detail. First is frame widget. Frame widget is a transparent container used to contain other widgets on it. This is one of the major benefit, that it is transparent. Until unless you won't provide a specific color to it, it will remain transparent, and you can move the container at any position. So let's go ahead and learn how we can create a frame widget. So I have a basic template of Tkinter ready with me. Now in order to create a frame, first of all you have to type frame with capital F, F-R-A-M-E. Then you have to provide the window on which you want to place this frame. So it could be a child window or a parent window. In my case it is going to be a parent window. You just need to pack it. So in order to use it, we have to put it inside inside any variable. So let's say, let me give it a short form of frame. It's a lowercase frame, so it is different from the keyword. And now I can use any geometry manager. If you are using any other geometry manager, let's say place, then in that case you have to provide the height and width of the frame as well. So if I just run it, so if I will run it this way, you won't be able to see anything on the screen. It won't appear until and unless you don't put any widget inside it. So let me go ahead and put any widget inside it. Let's go ahead and create a button. And this time I am not going to write WS over here, which is a parent window. I am going to type frame over here. Now here you can see that the button is appearing. You might believe that it is appearing directly on the parent window, but it is not. Actually, there is a frame over here. So if I just go ahead and change some values for this frame, let's give it a relief of solid. Then you will be able to see it. Also, we need to give some padding to it. Let's say pad X equals to 10. And pad Y equals to 10. Also let me give it a background color. Now you can see that this blue part is a frame. So let's go ahead and place few more buttons inside it so that I can show you the benefit of it. Now you can see we have 4 buttons on the screen. And if I have to move all the 4 buttons from this position to the bottom of this window, I can simply go ahead and type side equals to bottom on the frame. Otherwise, I would have to write this side equals to bottom for all the buttons if it would have been placed on the parent window. So this is the major benefit of the using container widget. So this thing you can do on all the container widgets. Now let's go ahead and explore few more options available in the frame widget. So there is this option which says container. If I'll set it to true, it will stop containing other widgets. So if I'll run it, it will throw an error. Now you can see that can't create a window. It's a parent. Container is yes. So if by default it is always set to false, and it should remain in the false position only until and unless it is a requirement of a business that you don't want to contain any widget on the container. You can give a border to your container by using BD or border width. You can write the complete thing border width, or you can just simply write BD. So let me give it BD equals to 10. Now you can see we have a border of black colored border around it. So this was all about the frame widget. Our next widget is label frame. So label frame is similar to the frame one, but it has some additional facilities, like you can provide a label to your frame, and it also comes with a border. So in this image you can see that So let's go ahead and learn how we can create that. So here you simply need to write a label, label, with capital L and capital F. So capital L and capital F for frame, and rest all of the thing will remain same. Let me remove all the options for now. Now once you did that, once you have placed it on the parent window or any other window where you want to place, then you have to provide a text that you want it to be appear on the screen. So let's give it a gender and let's run it. Now you can see that there is a line over here and gender is written over here. So let me go ahead and make some changes in this so that we can see it properly. Let me add a pad X of let's say 20, pad Y of 20. Now you can see there is a gender on the top left corner of the label frame. So you can change the font for this. If you want to change the font for this gender appearing on over here, you can simply go ahead and write font and provide the name of the font, let's say Times New Roman, and then the size of the font, let's say 14. Also you can provide either it will be underline or bold. Now you can see gender, the appearance has been changed, the font is changed now. Other than that, you can apply all the options that we have used for the frame. Apart from that, there are some widget specific options as well. So like you can change the position for this label that is appearing on the screen. Let's say the gender is appearing on the top left corner of the frame. So I want to make it in the center or in the right side. That also I can do using this function which says label anchor. Now this accepts north, west, north, northeast, east, north. So there are multiple positions that you can provide over here. So let me give it, it is already in the northwest position, so I'll just give it northeast. Now you can see that the gender is appearing on the right side of the frame. You can also position it over here, anywhere on the screen. So for that I can just type southeast. Now it is appearing over here. So in this way, this thing can be controlled. In the PDF that we have shared with this video, we have provided all the label options. You can go ahead and see that. So this was all about the label frame. Our next widget is top level widget. So top level widget is used to create a child window on the application. So using this, developer can generate an additional window on the screen, and this new window can hold all the widgets. So let me go ahead and show you. Like in this image, you can see there is a parent window over here with the name Python guides, and there is a button. The moment the button is clicked, a new window is appeared, and on this new window we have a button which is closed. So in this way you can create a new application over here. So let's say in your application you want to move to next page. So what you can do, you can just create a child widget, or you can create a new window using this top level, and the moment the user will click on this button, he will be able to see this thing. Also you can create a customized message box using this window. So let's go ahead and see how we can use this. So I'll remove all the code that I have written already. Now first of all we have to write top label with capital T. Either we can mention the name of the parent window, or it is not mandatory, but let me do that. Also we have to assign it on a variable, so let's give it a variable as child window CW. Now on this CW you can just create a new, let's say you can assign a title, you can do multiple things. So let's give it a child window. You can also give it a color, so cw.config bg equals to red. You can give it a geometry, cw.geometry. Let's give it a 400 by 400, and also let's put it inside a function. So the name of the function is create child window. Now let's create a button over here. So this button will trigger this child window. It will create a child window. Now you can see we have a sample button. The moment I will click on this button, a new window will appear. And if I will keep on clicking on this, new window will keep on creating. I can close these windows one by one, or I can close all of them by simply closing the parent windows. If I'll close the parent window, all the windows are gone. You can place any widget inside this. Just simply need to use label, and then you need to provide CW as a child window, and then text whatever you want to display. Let's say sample text for top label widget. Let's give it a font of Times New Roman. With 14 size, and let's pack it. Run it. Click on it. Now you can see there is a widget on the top level window. I'll keep on clicking that. It will keep on appearing. So you can also create menus on that, and we will discuss more about menus in future. So that thing also can be done. So anything that you want to do on a widget, on a parent widget, that thing also can be done on the top level widget. So this is very helpful when creating an application. Let's suppose if you have clicked on the login button, so there will be a separate window appear, and that will act like a separate entity where user can provide username and password. Once click on the login button, he will come back to the parent window. So this is how we have covered about the top level window. Our last container widget is paint window widget. So what does this one do? If you have ever done a web designing in your life, then you must be aware about, like, you have to create a header, then content area, then there are sidebars. So all these things require a separate, we used to create it using a separate divs and classes. So in this way, the same thing can be done using this thing. You can create a segment for each of them, and luckily these such sections can be adjusted by the user. So in the real time, you can just click on this red line over here, and you can drag it to whatever size you want. So it is more of like you can create a dynamic space that user can adjust according to their need. So let's go ahead and learn how we can create paint window widget. So before jumping directly to the code, let me give you an overview, like what we are going to do actually. So for that, I need a paint. Here, let's see, this is our application window. Now on this application window, I am going to create a frame. So let me give it another color that will be occupying the entire available space. So this is the main paint window that I am going to create, and I will name it as a main screen. And on this main screen, I am going to create another paint window which will be known as a sidebar. So this is how it will look like. And the remaining part will be called as a container part. So let me give it like this thing. So all this part will be called as a container. On this container part, I will create a header. So let me mark the header with the blue. So this is how I am going to create. And also guys, you can create n number of paint on the paint window. So let's go ahead and learn how we can create this thing. So the syntax for creating a paint window is you have to type P, A and ED with capital P, and window W will be capital, and then you have to provide the screen where you want to place it, or you can that is very optional, like in the top level we had option to create that on the main window or not. Similar thing will happen over here. You can either provide the parent window or you don't need to provide the parent window. It works independently as well. So I'll just go ahead and I won't provide it. And also I'll just give it a background color of green. Now let me give it a variable name. So variable will be main screen, as I mentioned. Now once we have created a main screen and a paint window, I have to pack it. So I'll use main screen dot pack, Also, I need to provide the facility, like I need to expand it to the available space, and I need to provide fill equals to both. That means if the space is available in both the directions, just expand. Expand equals to true. Now let me go ahead and run it once. Now you can see the entire space is green. After adding a main screen, it's time to add some widgets on it. So let me go ahead and create a label over here, and this time I'm going to give it a container widget as main screen, and let me give it a text as sidebar. Also, I need to provide a variable to it, so let's give it sidebar equals to. Now we are not going to pack it. We have, in order to add it on the main screen, we have to use add function. So I will write main screen dot. Since we are going to add it on the main screen, that's why we are writing main screen over here. Otherwise, if we are going to add it on some other window pane, then we would have provided some other name over here. So add dot and then name. So sidebar over here. Now let's run it. Now here you can see that it has a green border and the label is appearing on over here. It is appearing on the complete screen because the expand is equals to true and fill equals to both. So we will add few more pane widget on this screen so that things will adjust themselves accordingly. So let me go ahead and add another pane window, and that will be for the content area. So let me give it a variable as content equals to pane window, and then I want to place it on the main screen. So main screen, and the orientation will be vertical this time. Background color I want to provide as red. Now I am going to add it on the main screen, that's why I am typing main screen dot add function I am going to use, and the name will be content. Now let's run the application. Now here you can see that the sidebar has been adjusted to the left side and the content area has appeared over here. Also you can just change it, just simply drag and drop, you can do that. Okay, like this. Now let's add another widget on this content area that will be named as a header. So I will be adding a label over here, and this time I'm going to place it on the content, and the text will be header. And instead of packing, I will use add function that will be applied on the content dot add and header. So this is how it will appear now. So let me create one more. So this will be C text, that will be a content area, sorry. Text will be and now let's add it on the same window, that is content dot add and C text. Now here you can see that this is similar to the one we have seen in this slide. So here you can just adjust the value in the real time while it is running. So with this you have learned how to create a pane window in Python Tkinter, and with this we have completed our container widget. In the next video we will talk about the action buttons.